Welcome back to Love and Lead Like a Queen. This is your host, Audra Richardson. I am so excited to have my guest, my friend, my partner in crime. She's a queen, she's a boss, she is all of that and some. Welcome to this podcast and this YouTube video of Toye Penny. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Miss Audra Richardson, for having me.
Thank you for coming and just sharing with our community. You have this method. And when I met you, you were so excited. You were sharing with me, about this method. And it's almost like we were just a mirror to each other. We were sharing different things and we were sharing ideas. We was like, oh my gosh, we're connected forever. And so you have this method called Love Them, Love You More, which is amazing. Amazing. And so I would like for you to share, why is it important for us to love them, love you more? And how did you get started on this journey?
Yes, so thank you so much once again for having me. And the method is actually called the Love You More method. Hi everyone. I am Toye Penny from toypenny.com, and I'm a well-being strategist for celebrity and high-performing CEO moms, where I help them put their oxygen mask on first so they can save everyone else around them. And so I created this method called the Love You More method, and this method it's an upscale well-being program where I exclusively guide my clients through this program so that they can reduce mental load, drop the functioning addiction cycle, prevent the risk of a health breakdown, and model well-being for generations to come. Now you're gonna have to excuse me because I am outside. The wind might be blowing, but please excuse me. Okay, so my story very briefly and how I got started in this. My mother passed away of lupus when I was about 9 years old. I didn't know my father until I was about 18 years old. I was sexually abused at the age of 13, and I became a teenage mom at the age of 16. So I had a very tumultuous childhood, and I had a lot of trauma going on. And once I became pregnant with my daughter, my oldest daughter, I knew that I wanted to up level and provide for her. I just didn't know how that was going to look. So when I remember the day I gave birth to her, I was 1 week into my 17th birthday, and I was holding this baby, and I was looking at her, and I said, I won't disappoint. I promise. I won't disappoint. And from there, it's like something lifted out of me, and I just immediately took off. So from there, I graduated high school 1 year later. She was 1 year old, graduated high school, walked across stage, and I immediately went off to massage therapy school, where I immediately got hired at this high-end luxury day spa. And I was working there, and I got my first brand new ride and my first apartment. I was 19, y'all, and I was doing very well. Well, I was just simply being myself and showing up to work. And the owner came to me and asked me if I wanted to buy the place. So I'm like, wait, what? By this time, I'm like, what, 22 and a half? And so I'm like, of course, I knew that this was my chance. And so I was like, okay. So what I did was I bartered services with a couple of clients who were attorneys. They represented me in the sale. And the next thing you know, I am 23 years old and the CEO and owner of a high-end luxury day spa where I had 15 employees, y'all. I'm a single mom, and I don't know what just happened. Like, so I was just tossed into entrepreneurship and to being a CEO. And so I happened to stumble into it. Well, y'all, it went absolutely amazing. Financially, it was great. I built my first home at the age of 24 from the ground up. But what happened was I began to develop this facade of I have it all together in my career, and simultaneously things on the back end were falling apart. So my well-being was falling apart. Things like my relationships were falling apart. Bits and pieces of my health was falling apart. My daughter and I was eating out every single day. I had no time to spend with her. And I was pouring all of my energy and effort into this business. And so basically my identity became this business. I mean, when you're in your 20s, You're really trying to find yourself and all of those things. And so I was, it just became my identity.
Mhm.
So what happened was one day I came home from work. I had 4 slices of cold pizza. I fed her a chili cheese dog, and I was like, okay, something has got to give. So I immediately started looking online. I found this school that was like a nutrition slash lifestyle school. And I learned that your food and your lifestyle was directly tied together. So I was like, So I started putting two and two together, and all of those voids that I had in my childhood, all of the trauma I had started manifesting through my actions as a CEO and as an individual. Y'all, they started showing up.
Mhm.
And so I was like, oh my goodness. So long story short, I started trying to put all of this together slowly but surely. I knew that I wanted to up level and get married, have more kids.
Mhm.
So I attracted this young man from the U.S. Virgin Islands of St. Thomas, and he took me there for my birthday. And y'all, on the plane ride back, God instructed me in my ear to sell the business. So I'm like, sell the business. So by this time, I'm 7 years in. I immediately sell the business. And once I sell the business, I get married to this young man from the U.S. Virgin Islands of St. Thomas. We had another baby girl, and we had another baby girl. And so at that moment, I am juggling toypenny.com because I had just started toypenny.com. I'm pregnant with one baby girl. I'm breastfeeding the next baby girl. I have a 13-year-old on my hands. She's acting out as
Mhm.
teenagers do. And
Mhm.
so I'm trying to juggle the clients. I'm a newlywed, and I'm just like, oh my goodness. And so I remember going and sitting down, having a talk with the Lord above. And I said, how do I maintain myself, yet maintain everyone else around me? And y'all, the word that he gave me was, when you're whole and complete within yourself, everything else falls into place.
Yeah.
So this is when the Love You More method was born.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing. And I think we all can relate to that. I know I
Mhm.
do. Similar stories, especially, being a teen mother and, trying to hold it all together, showing up in every way possible. And then you
Yes.
become a wife, it's more, right? Now you
Hmm.
when, I gotta be a wife and a girlfriend, gotta be this mother and this businesswoman. And you have to show up for everyone. And I think it's
Yes.
very, very important for us to make sure that we show up for ourselves. And
Correct.
women, we have to be careful because we tend to show symptoms of being burnt out when you
Yes.
don't do it properly.
Right.
And so we have to take a step back, because we try to show up as superwomen,
Right.
to everyone, right? We're always like,
Yes.
hey, I have a solution. I will figure it out. But we don't allow people to have a chance to figure it out for themselves or to help us figure it out. And so
Exactly.
and excuse me, I got the method, I said it wrong, but I did know the method. So let me just put a pin there. um, but I was thinking of the book. That's what I was thinking of. Y'all share an
Yes.
amazing book. We're gonna discuss the book. We will get to that. But I want to ask you this about the Love You More method in helping the women. Do you find it easy for women to identify that there's somewhere in their life between business and between their personal life? Do you find it that maybe they are ignoring the red flags? Is it challenging, are they really just ignoring the red flags because they want to focus on one area over the other? Do you find that when you're dealing with your clients?
Yeah, so because these women are high performers, y'all, their identity is wrapped up in their business or their career or whatever it is that they're doing, their purpose, I want to say. Their identity becomes this business or their purpose.
Mhm.
And so, yes, we often neglect our family,
Mhm.
when I say family, I mean your kids, your husband, maybe your mom or whoever it is, because we're so passionate about our purpose and
Mhm.
serving in our purpose that we often neglect, um, you know, them and
Mhm.
ourselves. And a lot of us are, I want to say, after our generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
And so yes, they know that there is a problem, but they are really, so if you're listening, they are really they are really, um, they have this facade of, listen, I got it all together,
Mm-hmm.
everything is really good. And, we can tell from the pictures that everything is good. The kids are smiling, the clothes are
Mm-hmm.
cute, the houses are good, the cars are good, the husband is well put together. But y'all, things are falling apart on the back end quietly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's very quietly. Um, that remind me of a post that I did put on social media one day. We posted beautiful pictures, but what happens after the flash? When you're
Yep.
finished,
Hmm.
and so I think it's important for as women, especially high performance women, to make sure that you fill in the gap. And filling in the gap is putting things, leveraging your community, leveraging in your business as well as your personal life, because it takes a community. It really takes a community, and it takes people in the right place so that you can be okay, so that you can serve yourself first. And so when you are working with the high performance women, would you say that it is very challenging for them to accept some of the things that you recommend to them, especially when it comes to their health?
Yes, I would definitely say that when it comes to their health, there's so many different aspects of your health, and that's why, I basically call it your well-being, because
Mhm,
there's so many different aspects. But yes, a lot of these women, and much like myself,
mhm,
we don't like to admit, when there was some trauma or something that was going on, maybe with our mental health.
mhm,
There were some things that were going on, and that happened in the past or that is happening in the present. And a lot of those things we don't want to admit or we don't want to address.
mhm,
So we just keep going. We keep running.
mhm,
We keep striving in this industry, or or our business or whatever, that we say we'll deal with it later.
mhm.
But y'all, it always shows up. It always show up.
Absolutely.
Always.
Absolutely. It would show up in one area or another. It happened to me this year, have ignoring chest pains. And
Yep.
somebody said, no, something is wrong. You need to go to the doctor. And I'm like, no, I've already been 3 months ago. And he was like, no, you need to go back. And I said, okay. So I went back. And I know, Toy, we talk often, and you had a situation similar this year that God, told you to go for a checkup. So share with us, what you experienced earlier this year.
Right. So I was so busy, wrapped up once again into,
Mhm.
serving others, that I was like, okay, God kept putting him in my spirit to go get myself, just schedule all of my doctor's appointments and just all that stuff. So that's exactly what I did. I put everything to the side and I scheduled all of my doctor's appointments. Well, y'all, I scheduled an appointment with my GI doc, and she's like, is anything, bothering you? And I'm like, no, everything is good. Everything is good. We do want to check my iron because I was eating ice a little bit.
Mhm.
And I was like, I want to check, do a lot of blood work or whatever. So she's like, let's dive into this, this iron. So y'all, we got the blood work, we did the iron and everything, and it comes back I'm severely anemic. So I'm like, that's weird.
Mhm.
So she's like, I want to do an emergency colonoscopy and endoscopy. So we do this emergency colonoscopy and endoscopy. Comes back, I have three benign, sort of like, they're like tumors. And so there was three benign ones and one huge one. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So this one is
Mhm.
really huge. So now they're like, listen, we need to do an emergency surgery. And I'm like, surgery? I've never done surgery in my life before. So when we go do the surgery, I'm really praying and I'm just really trying to figure this all out. When we go do the surgery, y'all, they remove the polyps and all of these things that's inside of there, especially the small ones and of course the big one. And they find that I'm 3 months away. I was 3 months away from colon cancer, y'all. So because God put it in my heart, put it
Mm.
in my soul, my spirit, to really check on myself and make
Mhm.
myself a priority, I was able to catch that before it turned into colon cancer, y'all.
Yes.
So I am so grateful that I was able to make myself a priority because that is super important. We are so busy in our businesses or in our careers and all of these things that we often put ourselves, our health, and everything on the back burner.
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
so, I think both of us would say we recommend that every lady that's listening to this and watching this schedule the appointment. Go for a checkup.
schedule.
You have maybe not been resting well. Maybe you're having headaches, whatever the case may be, you're having pains that you just been ignoring and thinking, no, I'm tired, I'm busy. Just go for your checkups.
Yes,
Have them do some lab work just to make sure you're okay. We tend to always schedule or have our assistants schedule appointments for our children. But what about you? Make sure you do it. You do it
yes,
first and then everyone else. And
yes,
so I am so glad and just very grateful to God that you are okay. That was a moment that, I was there for you and with you and praying. And I was like, oh God, no, no. Sometimes the enemy will send in distractions when you
yes,
are building in your business, when everything else is good at home. He comes in to bring distraction in an
yes,
area of your life just to say, hold up, no, pause, things are so good over there. But we knew that it was distraction because of the
yes,
conversations that we were having behind the scene. And I told, nope, this is a distraction. This is what that
yes,
is. You just cleared your plate on a lot of things in your personal life. The enemy is trying to attack your health now
yep,
so that you can pause and going forth. And that's what the enemy does. Always try to find some kind of loophole to come in to discourage us, to bring anxiety, to bring fear. But we
yep,
cast it down and we know how to go on in and usher in the presence of the Lord, and we speak the word of God
exactly.
over our
Yes,
life and everything. So
yes,
we're gonna put a pin right there and just give a praise break and let somebody else thank God for her coming through, and I came through. It wasn't many weeks, I think, afterwards, and
yes,
so that's why it's important for women to make sure that who you do life with is very important. Who you do life with, who you choose to walk beside in business. As women, not only should we be at the table discussing business, discussing the business plans, we should be also, praying together, reading the word of God. But also what I like about Toy, we're all in an accountability group and we discuss finances. We discuss it all at the table,
right.
right? And so that's that's what I enjoy when you find your tribe. You can put it all on the table and you can have these discussions so that you can join arms together and be there for each other. And so I'm so excited because I have a seat at the table with my friend Tor and we have a good
Yes,
time. Okay. So I'm excited about her. She's getting ready to make another step, right? Make another step. She's taking another leap. And she has written a book. And so I wanted you to share the book. Hey, if you don't have this book, if you don't have it, we need you to click the link below. There's a link below. Click the link, get the book. But she also have something that's Toy. I will let you talk about the next thing that you have, so you can go to that link as well below. But Toy, tell us about what you have coming up.
yes. So thank you so much for promoting the book. The book was absolutely amazing, y'all. So it's definitely it's a correlation of the Love You More method, and it's called Love Them, Love You More. And it's basically, I go into depth with my story and I start talking and sharing about the Love You More method. But I also have this Love You More brunch that is coming up that I'm super excited about. And I'm going to start touring and sharing about the Love You More method. So I have one that's coming up here locally in the DFW area. and that's coming up on the 20th of November. And so I have one that is coming up, and I'm super excited. This is very intimate, very private. I'm only inviting a few women, select women, to come to this brunch, and we're just going to dive it out. We're going to talk about trauma. We're going to talk about healing. We're going to talk about all of that, all of those things over some yummy food. And I'm just going to invite you to share the Love You More method with me. So I am super excited about this event, and thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Yes, you're very welcome. So I'm saying, ladies, again, if you are listening to this, you are watching this, you want to go over to the page, you want to click below, you have to apply. You have to apply because again, this is private, this is exclusive,
Yes.
and you want to be in the room. You want to get in the room. That's where you get all the nuggets. That's where you really get more of Toye and all the beautiful ladies that's going to be sitting at the table. You can have a seat at the table with us. So you want to click the link, you want to apply to toypenny.com. You see the link, go ahead, check out the link, apply and see, can you get in the room in whatever city that she's in near you, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you, Toye. So Toye, I just believe that, you've added a lot of value already, but I believe that we should leave something with everyone that we touch, every life that we touch every day. We should add value and leave something with them that they can implement that day. So what is one thing that you can share with us that we can do today and we can see results today?
Yes. So I know you said one thing, but I just have a couple of things. Sorry. But okay. So on the mental aspect, we are all, going through things. Our mental load is all over the place. We're juggling so many things. We're leading in our industries, but I want to tell you, talk about briefly your mental and emotional piece. We have to address this like ASAP, because there are so many women who are struggling in their minds and their souls and their emotions. And so we want to address this head on. So if there's anything that you can do, please address your mental and emotional piece head on. If there's something that's trying to steal your peace and your joy, y'all address it. Please do not put it up under the rug. Address it, call it a thing, and let's go ahead and tackle it and handle it. Because when we start pushing up on the rug, we start ignoring it, y'all. Like I said earlier, it's just going to show up. It's going to show up somewhere. It's going to show up with your kids. It's going to show up in your husband. It's going to show up with your team members. It's going to show up. It is definitely going to show up. So let's address these things head on so that we won't have to deal with them later. And secondly, a lot of us are on the go. Okay, I get it. We're on the go, and this food thing is just out of control. We're feeding the kids Mickey D's on the go. We have a lot of things that we're trying to do, but yet our complete well-being as well as our food is not matching where we need to go in our purpose, or where we are supposed to be going in our purpose. So here's one tip that I want to share with you. At least every day, try to add at least one dark leafy green in your diet. I'll say diet. Whatever you're eating, I don't care if it's a smoothie, if it's a pizza, if it's a burger, a dark leafy green, eat it every single day. It uplifts your spirit. It gives you vitamins A, C, D, and E. Y'all, it makes you feel good, and it roots you, it grounds you. So every single day, eat a dark leafy green. It will change your life.
Absolutely. I agree.
Yes.
And to piggyback off what you said about, to deal with your mental health and your emotions, stuff like that, because it will show up. Listen, it will show up when you least expect it. And let's not even talk about when it show up in the kids, okay?
Oh, Lord.
It's almost like, hey, show up in me, don't show up in the kids. But hey, listen, when it show up in the kids, you be like, You have to pause, you have to breathe, you have to get your whole face together. Because I tell my kids, I be like, listen, I wake up with 5 nerves. I wake up with 5. And some days I wake up with 2. So when you have a big family like ours, you be like, you're limited. So which
Correct.
kid is going to get on this nerve? Or please,
Yeah.
nobody, let me go to sleep with all five tonight, okay?
Yeah.
but I mean that's good. Like, you know, it will show up. And as a mother, when it begins to show up in your kids, y'all, it bothers you. It really does something to you mentally. And so it's important that you deal with the root of it, that you recognize it. And you said call a thing a thing. I think that when it's important that you call it what it is.
Yeah.
So therefore you can call it. Some things only come out from fasting and praying. But if you don't know what it is, then you can't call it out. Because some things need to be just call it out. Just say this is what it is. Don't dance around it. Don't prance around it, because some things that show itself is so ugly that you got to go on and just knock the whole head off. Like,
exactly.
Just knock the whole head. Like, we're going to kill this thing. This thing here have to die because I don't want to see it again next year, next season. You know, things come in seasons, right? And we don't want to see it again. So I say, okay, let's go ahead and deal with it. We're not going to ignore it. We're not going to put a rug over it, make it look like it's cute.
Right.
We're not going to do that for the picture, okay?
Exactly.
Y'all know we like to take pictures, okay? So we just keep it 100. We're gonna snap some pictures, okay?
Yes. Yeah.
But that is good, you know. And then you're talking about to add a dark leafy to our diet. And oh girl, we have been adding some spinach to our breakfast meal. Oh my gosh, get you some spinach, y'all, and add to your breakfast, okay? Add it to that smoothie. You know, I do that with our kids, and they enjoy. You know, kids want to wake up and eat a bowl of cereal. That's sugar. Don't buy it. They don't need it.
Right.
They don't need it in the house. Let's get up and cook a healthy breakfast so that they're not crashing at the end of the day. You're not crashing at the end of the day. And so taking care of yourself, making good decisions for yourself, your health, your mental health, every area, let's make good decisions. But you can't do that if you don't deal with things at the root, deal with things at the core so that you can be healthy and whole in every area of your life. I think that'll preach right there. Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. So, Toye, thank you so much. It was a pleasure for having you. I enjoyed you. I think we have given the ladies a lot.
Yes, we really have.
To think about. So if you think that Toye gave you a lot today, listen. You want to read this book. You want to get on her calendar. You want to you want to be in her space because she is going to add value to you. But listen, she's not going to spoon feed you though. There's a difference. She's going to give you what you need if you want it. You have to want it.
Right.
All right. So that is my friend Toye Penny. That's my girlfriend. That's my friend. That's my sister. That's my love. So thank you for being on the show with us today. I appreciate it. And many, many blessings to you, the next journey, to the book tour, to everything. May God just bless you in abundance and overflow your life and your family. I am excited to walk beside you along for this journey and to see everything that God is going to do for you. I speak blessings to you, my sister. So that is all for this episode. You will see Toye again. We're going to have her back. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. She will be back.
Don't worry, y'all. Don't worry.
She's not going anywhere, okay? You all have a great day. We'll see you on the next episode.